So this started as a little side project to help my wife. She works in a big law office, and as a result of her working hours, I don't get to see her as often as I would like. So I set out to make her life a little easier, and this is how this project kind of got started. So what is it about? Well, it's a piece of software that instantly drafts many documents for you. Now, let's have a look at an example. I have two files here. One is a template, and the other one is some data that I want to fill the template with. Let's have a quick look at the template. It's a birthday card from an NGO, which honestly I made up, but this could be used to draft more important documents like proxies or board meetings. See these words here in curly bracelets? These are the data points that we want to replace with some actual real data. As you can see, the document is rather small, but it includes concepts like images, different formats, colors, sizes of text, and also a table at the bottom. Of course, in a template, all of this should be preserved, so let's keep that in mind. Then let's look at the data that we want to insert into our template. This document here includes 50 rows, each row corresponding to one document that we want to have as output. Now let's look at the first row. Now these are the same exact words that we used in curly bracelets in the Word documents. That's the entire trick and links those two documents together. You can really put anything in there. Here we included some complex data structures for demonstration purposes, euro amounts, dates, currencies, and mathematical formulas. This should all be preserved, obviously. Finally, just look at the first column here. This is purely optional, but you can specify the name of the file that you want as output. If you don't put anything like this, that's fine. It's just going to call it file 1, 2, 3, etc. I thought that could be quite handy as well. So with this example set up, let's see the software actually in action. Now let's first point out that we never actually connect to the internet. And for the purposes of this demonstration, we're also going to be offline to demonstrate it. So no installation is actually needed. All we have to do is run this little program here. So let's do that. Ooh, scary black screen. What is this? What happened to my computer? Don't worry, nothing happened to your computer. This is all fine and it's part of the plan. Here, it actually tells us something. So let's read it. Okay, it tells us to connect to this address. Well, what's the worst that could happen? We are offline after all. So let's try it out. Let's take the risk, right? And fire up our trusty browser and enter the address. And what you see is actually the actual software in action. Now we try to keep it as user-friendly as possible. You'll notice these two areas on the screen, and it's pretty intuitive which file goes where, I think. So let's see what happens if we drag the Excel file into the Excel area, and then we take the Word template and we drag it into the other area. And perfect. It prompts us a download of a huge zip file of 6 or so megabytes within, half a second, maybe a second or so. And that's pretty much it. This is what we wanted. Let's have a look at this huge zip file, this download result. Well, it seems to include 50 files. That's some good news. The names of these files also seem to be the ones we asked for in the Excel table. Now, let's see what happens if we open one of these files, if everything went smoothly. We'll notice that the data has effectively been replaced. Even the complicated mathematical formulas actually appear as data points. So the amount is in euro, the dates are properly formatted. Also, the table, the image, and all the formatting in general has been preserved, and that's perfect. That's what we wanted. Finally, let's have a look at what happens when we do something wrong, because sometimes we do mistakes. Now, this here is a reset button, so let's just reset the whole thing. And let's see what happens if I upload the wrong file in the wrong area. Perfect. It tells me right away what went wrong and how I can fix it accordingly. Let's look at another example. Let's say I close this black window, which is the back end of the entire software, and I tried to do some work on it. Great. It tells me indeed what went wrong. Maybe I closed this application and maybe I should reopen it. Perfect. So that's the entire nature of the software. We also attached a copyright notice at the end, a link to my professional email address in case there's any questions, and a link to this video for users to get started. I hope you find this product useful, and thank you very much for watching.